I'm back with another fragrance. This is called 8 and Bob. The name of the fragrance is Cap D'Antilles. I want to give a shout out to one of my friends in Facebook land and in YouTube land. His name is Chris Coronel. Really cool dude, man. He's the one who sent me some samples, and I actually have, I think there's 4 other 8 and Bobs that he sent me, and I just want to give a shout out to you, Chris. Thank you so much for sending me this fragrance haul. I have all kinds of cool stuff from him. He sent me a nice little box full of stuff. But before I get started on with my thoughts about this, I just want to give a shout out to all my subscribers and supporters out there. Y'all have been so cool to me, man. There's been so many people that's been sending me samples and supporting all the reviews that I post and just being really, really cool to me, and I really appreciate that. This was a difficult journey at first doing these reviews because I have social anxiety and I was nervous, but man, all y'all guys have been like supporting me and been really cool to me and sending me all kinds of cool stuff, and I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching this and all my supporters. Just want to say thank you for supporting me and, you know, being really cool to me. It has helped me with my fragrance reviewing journey a lot. If it wasn't for y'all, man, I'm not even sure if I would, you know, do reviews anymore. But thanks to y'all, I'm still up and running. So just want to give a shout out to everybody out there that sees this. All right, let's get on to my thoughts about this. This is 8 and Bob Cap D'Antilles Eau de Parfum, come out in 2014. This is made in Spain. The perfumer is Albert Fouquet. Actually, there's a little background story to this particular 8 and Bob fragrance. Albert Fouquet in the 1930s used to visit the French Rivieras back in the 1930s, and he wanted to create a fragrance that would remind him of when he visited the French Rivieras. So that's how this fragrance actually come about, is he wanted to have a fragrance to remind him about the good times that he spent there with his friends and colleagues. So little interesting fact there. Let me give you the notes. Top notes: birch, mint, violet leaves. Heart notes: aromatic notes, cinnamon and moss. Base notes: cedar, incense, and vanilla. I've seen other reviewers quite a while back that has done reviews on this, and I always wanted to get an 8 and Bob because I know they're a good house, but I just never could afford them. But now I have some samples. But I always heard that this particular fragrance develops very, very well. It changes very well and quite a few times. And when I first sprayed this on, I'll tell you what I got. I got sweet violet, which I like, but there was something in the background that I'm not sure why I got this, that reminded me of another fragrance that I did a while back, a review on. I did a review on Pour un Homme de Caron by Caron Paris, and that had a powdery lavender. That's actually the main accord that I got, or the main note that I got, was a powdery lavender. And for some reason, I was getting just a little bit of that in here, even though this does not have lavender in it. But it was sweet violet, what I was getting in the opening, and that I was getting powdery lavender for some reason, and I don't know why, but that's what I was smelling. But after about 30 minutes, I was like, okay, it's getting ready to change because everybody says this changes so much. And after about 30 minutes, nothing happened. It was still that like sweet violet. Very beautiful. But after about 45 minutes, still that sweet violet, nothing else. And after about an hour and a half, I was like, all right, this isn't working for me like it is on other people. So I was like, crap, man. And after about 2 hours, I finally smelled my arm, and then it was starting to change. That sweet violet was starting to recede just a little bit, and I started picking up on that cedar. And even though cedar is in the base notes, I was starting to get a little bit of cedar. And it stayed that way probably for about another 40 minutes. I still got that sweet violet and that cedar. And it stayed that way for almost an hour, and then it started developing again. That sweet violet was almost completely gone, and it was being taken over by that cedar and that vanilla and the incense, and it was really, really beautiful. Really, really nice dry down. I didn't really particularly care for the opening and the mid. Even though I do like sweet violet, it was just, that sweet violet was just a little bit too strong on me, a little bit too sweet. But that dry down was awesome. Really good combination. The cedar, incense, and vanilla with a little bit of sweetness, not very much, but it's very beautiful dry down. The price point for this is Lucky Cents, and 8 Bob's website has this for $175 for 100 ml. But I'll put a link in the description on where I found it cheaper. My suggestion would be to get a sample, a 0.7 milliliter sample first for $5. I would really suggest getting that first before you spend, or before you get 100 ml anyway, because I have a feeling this might not actually, a lot of people might not care for this too much. So get a sample from Lucky Cents first and see how you like it before you, even if you can get it cheaper, which I'll put the link in the description, even for $100 a ml, I would still suggest getting a sample first, because I like this fragrance, but I didn't really particularly care for the opening and the mid. I love to dry down, but to me personally, I wouldn't get it because I don't even want to spend $100 for 100 ml on this and not really like most of the life of the fragrance. I wouldn't buy this just to get to the dry down, in other words. I think it's a good scent, but me personally, I'm glad I got this sample. I think this actually might be like a 3 or 4 ml sample. This will actually probably last me for a while. It's not the type of fragrance that I would wear a lot, so even that much would probably last me a while. But me personally, I don't think I would get 100 ml because I have so many other fragrances that I like a lot more. But I know this is a good house, and I'm very excited to try those other, I think, 3 or 4 fragrances from 8 Bob. I know they're a good house, but this one, it's not really for me, but it is good fragrance. But I'll put the link in the description on where you can get this. But please sample first, because some of y'all might not like this. But anyway, if you want to be notified of my upcoming reviews when I post them, subscribe to me and click on the little bell so you'll be notified. But that's not necessary. You don't have to subscribe or even like this video. If you want to see my future reviews, which I'm getting ready to do one right now, you don't have to subscribe. You can just come back and visit me every once in a while and check out what I've done. But actually I have the next 2 days off, and I'm going to be doing all my reviews, probably 4 reviews today and tomorrow, so I can post them periodically during my work week. I don't like to do a lot of reviews during my regular 5-day work week, so I'll be posting them periodically. The one I'm getting ready to do right now, after I post this, is actually a house called Belcam. They're a clone house, but they are actually a pretty good clone house. I'm getting ready to do Black Classic Match. It is a clone of Polo Black, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys later. And like I said, thanks for all y'all's support, and thanks for everything, y'all. All right, love you guys. Bye.